particular, as a new up-and-coming solo player, won so many Cash Cups, so many other tournaments as well, already putting it into place in the first game of this. But again, looking over to the next page, 11th down till 20th. These are the players who started to put it together, but really weren't necessarily to get their foot off the ground. You know, we saw Reason with 2 eliminations in that game in basically a spectacular fashion, as always. Low ground in that 5th zone, but fumbling a bit after that.
Of course, right? You know, you can expect these things. I think the big thing, right, is like you said, you know, the players in that top 10 aren't necessarily the players who we were hard predicting, but yet you can make solid cases for every single one of them as to why they are a top solo player or why they should be respected in that manner. And look, moving forward, some of the off-spawn engagements, we saw a bunch of top players going down early off spawn, losing fights you may not have thought they would. Like the first fight of the game, Mappy versus Vidil. Who would you expect to win that one? If you're sitting at home right now, who do you think is going to win between Mappy and Vidil? You think Vidil, right? He didn't. Went down 99th place or 100th place, whatever. This is getting crazy. I can't wait to see what happens now in this next game in terms of off-spawn and even towards the later stages of the game. It's going to be crazy.
Bro, it's insane. And this was just game 1. We have 5 more ahead of us. We're going right back aboard the battle bus. So Sancho West ShireWager, back over to you guys.
I wanted to stay on the desk, Sancho. I'm not ready for this. Like, after that first game, I'm coming in with, like, you know, okay, I'm going to analyze this. I got expectations set for that. But I threw them all out the window while these guys were on camera. Like, what do we do?
I mean, we were just talking about it in the break, everybody. I was like, man, the end game just in the blink of an eye. We were just talking about we're entering our first moving zone here, and all of a sudden everyone just got eliminated. And Shizo, an unexpected name, was able to walk away with the victory royale. But it just shows you this is the All-Star Showdown solos. There are so many people who made it to the finals in previous seasons with trios, and as well, I'm quite surprised that those top 10 play-in players are actually making some noise here today.
Yeah, like. Maybe zigzags and polka dots right now, because early game is where they're actually the ones that
all those patterns are always clashing, man. You got stripes here, polka dot here, zebra print, all in the same shirt. You rocking the vibe, I'm rocking the vibe, but everybody here, the vibe is real. It's match 2, and if anything could be like indication what match 2 can be, it could be anything. It could be anything. So many people going down to the big names. We had Noah Riley, Savage, Teak all go down in the early game, but here we go, Shio. Match 2, the bus is going north to south, almost even split, and look at that looming shadow of their mothership. And man, it's going to be an end of times for some of the big names, but maybe a new name could make a big surprise and show out and stand tall at the end of the day.
And our focus is usually those final zones, but right now, if you're following the top players, pay attention right now to loadouts, how fast these guys are moving, who's around them in POIs. Right now, no one's even gone down to the feed just yet, so definitely people playing it safe all around. I'm very, very curious in seeing exactly how these guys switch up their games in the first and second zone. You know, all these people who are so aggressive and playing in box fights, why is it that they're not actually claiming names, taking elims away in 30 seconds like they usually do? Why is Believer Beach so slow compared to before, where the fights break out fast and the box fights are committed to, right? What are the changes we're going to see this game, Sancho?
That's what we all have our eyes on. Now we may have a repeat battle between FourZR and Noah Riley, but now FourZR is in a big world of hurt here. Took some big beams, and it gets eliminated quickly. That is the speed that we're used to Noah Riley. Maybe it was just a couple of first game jitters, but we all know that statistically he's one of the fastest working players, and now we just show that. And Vidil returns the receipt to Mappy, so it's a 1-to-1 on that fight as well.
I see what it was. These guys were just loading in the skill, and it took an extra little bit of a game to get these guys really, really rolling. So this might be the clapback we were waiting for. This is an extra time a little bit in that hyperbolic time chamber. Flecken taking out Diablo. Man, it is actually brother versus brother all the way over at the Shark. I was very curious as to how that would break down. Usually you see teammates being a little bit passive on these POIs, but no holds barred on EU. They don't care who's dropping beside them. After that first game, Sancho, these guys know what they need to do, and that's just stick to their game, be confident, and take anyone out.
Yo, you know, sometimes, you know, red's a great color, but green is a little bit better. You know what I mean? And when you're talking about the prize of $150,000 on the line for first place, hey, sometimes you got to take out your old teammate. Sometimes you got to take out your friend coordinate, whatever you call it, the friend culture these days. But my eye is right now on those big names that went down early. We'll definitely keep an eye on the feed to see where it all goes down. But wow, so far, I'm just so surprised to see the dangers of solos, you know? Walking around, you think you have a free rotation, boom, sniper comes out of nowhere, headshot. I'm still looking for, you know, who was the person that took out Mr. Savage. I'm like, yo, who took him out? Because that was a really nice shot.
That was faster than usual. I'm not surprised. You know, the stuff that goes down in solo. That sniper, I was expecting it somewhere, but for it to happen on Savage was the most surprising part. I'm still looking out and, you know, more flabbergasted the fact that there's 4, almost 5 people making it off spawn from Believer Beach. Every single game is going to be looking like now. And then past that, every other POI as well. I mean, it's going to be split pretty evenly. I would expect a little bit more friction.
One of the things I was surprised in is it feels like every FNCS, every set lobby, there's always a traffic zone, a high contested, maybe someone out there in the highway closed down a lane, right? And so far, coming from the northeast down to the south, there were so many solo players on that. We had like 10 to 12 coming down that rotation, and that's what happened to Savage. He was making his way down that rotation. He was in front of that lead, that pack, and then he gets sniped. So we got to keep an eye on that. I remember so many ones of all down south, down there in the slurp area with the Russians, right? They had so much problems getting out of that rotation, making their way towards center. You saw in the wedge between Weeping Woods and Slurp Factory being a hotbed for so much action here as Mr. Savage is making his rotation to the Dinky Ditch, and this is where Anas is, so Anas is already left, so Savage, knowing that, is going to be able to vulture and maybe find anything that he could find. Maybe the scraps could maybe lead him to a great run here today.
I was going to just top off on Metal right there. The deal in a fight with Clement. That's a very hard shot to hit too. He actually gets it down while reloading and editing at the same time. 1-4 kind of separating them, and yeah, I would expect Clement to actually go down. Is that a boat firing missiles? It is. And it ruins Clement's chances at control and having a base. I'm expecting a big pump shot here from Vidil. He hits it once. Can he get it twice to round out and finish this fight?
Wow.
There it is. Clement not even on his screen. He's throwing his mouse off the desk to hit that one. That was a big shot. And Irezumi the one to help out with the third party from far away.
That was about a flick that went all the way across full screen, and that is the tracking that Vidil has here. Irezumi, who's also landing here in the aftermath, sending in those shots, and Vidil says, hey man, I remember that, and gave him a 22 tag for his troubles, and I just got received word there in the last match, it was Mosh that sniped Mr. Savage, so we'll now keep an eye on that going forward. Noah Riley here, who's been very active here in Believer Beach, and this is what he's known for. This is his strat. That is his Storm Sword strategy. And Blueback picks up Andalex there in the feed. So another big name going down early. I think this is what's going to happen all day. You know, big names are going to go down early, but this is the ride of solos. All you need is 2.5 matches here. So even though the fans of Savage, the fans of Benji are worried about their favorite players, don't worry, they still have time to work with.
Bat Sniper coming in for the play-ins as well. Seeing if he can fully just milk out that earned spot here today. One of 10 players who are rolling in. About to run into Tayson here at a checkpoint, but he's not looking for his license registration. He's looking for pain. So Bat Sniper's like, all right, I'll go off-road for it instead. Stop